What's up everyone, it's Dakota and welcome back to another modern video, and we're going to be showing off the Gruul Prowess deck that can win on turn 2. This is the deck list from the Pro Tour. This is by Brian Boss, who was very close to knocking off Sam Party in the last round of the Swiss to make the top 8, but unfortunately couldn't get it done, draw like a ton of Prowess creatures if I remember from that last match, or last game of that match. But, you know, the deck looks really sweet. It has the potential for some turn 2 kills, and we'll kind of outline some of the power of the deck and, you know, essentially the reason to play it currently in this Nadu world that we live in. But, of course, before we get too deep into the deck and then get into some games with it, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell if you haven't done it already. This is a free, easy way to support me and my content. I do a lot of videos based on the Modern and Pioneer format, so if any of that interests you, of course, feel free to subscribe and support me on this little crazy journey that we're taking, because the amount of growth has been absolutely insane, and I would love to scale up production here. Wow, the rare pun from Dakota, how funny. Back-to-back, no less. That's crazy. All right, so how is this deck exactly winning on turn 2? Well, it's kind of a bit of a dream draw to win on turn 2, but I also don't think it's like that out of left field. So to kind of win the game on turn 1, you need something like a Monastery Swift Spear or a Dragon Rage Channeler. Dragon Rage Channeler does work, and it is just a little bit more evasive than something like a Swift Spear. It is a little bit harder because then you need to get Delirium for the Dragon Rage Channeler as well to be able to get all this stuff going. But ideally, you could get like 3 card types, and with a few Surveils, you're going to have to kind of get to Delirium. But you play one of these creatures on turn 1. We'll say Swift Spear for consistency's sake. You cast Scale Up and Assault Strobe and a Mutagenic Growth in just about any order, just because of how the layers work with creatures. You could like scale up this creature, it'll get +1/+1 from its prowess trigger, and then it'll become a base power toughness 6/4, but it'll retain that +1/+1 from prowess. You Assault Strobe, it'll get it up to 8 power with its prowess trigger, so then you have a, you know, essentially an 8/6 with double strike. And then you have Mutagenic Growth, which will put up to 10 power from its, you know, own effect, and then +1/+1 from the prowess, making it 11, meaning that you're swinging for 22 total damage on turn 2 with one of these prowess creatures. I believe Dragon Rage Channeler is like 21 or something like that. But in either case, you're dealing over 20 points of damage to your opponent. A little bit easier of a thing is Slick Shot Show Off like on turn 2, which means that you set up for like a turn 3 kill, where you're able to play something like a Scale Up plus an Assault Strobe. That's going to be 20 damage clean, and you're going to be able to leave up something like a Blossoming Defense as kind of like one of your plays, assuming that you hit your land drops and whatnot. Even kind of like Assault Strobe plus Mutagenic Growth onto a Slick Shot Show Off is a lot of damage. I mean, that's 10 damage coming across from all, actually no, even more, because that's 4. Yeah, like it's actually crazy. So Assault Strobe plus Scale Up on a Slick Shot Show Off is lethal. Assault Strobe plus like a Mutagenic Growth is an insane amount of damage, and then of course you have cards like Monstrous Rage, which end up giving your creature trample and whatnot, and of course giving them that burst of power, that +2/+0. You have Lava Dart, which is something that you can pay for 1 mana. You can deal damage to any target, flash it back by Psychic Mountain, essentially a free spell that is going to trigger Prowess, your show-offs, and the Surveil on the Dragon Rage Channeler. Mishra's Bauble to kind of hurry up and get that Delirium that you need for like the Dragon Rage Channeler to be able to enable one of these turn 2 kills. And that's really it. You're just playing like as many of the 1 mana prowess creatures as you can, Soulscar Mage and Swift Spear, getting to kind of back it up with Dragon Rage Channeler and Slick Shot Show Off, and hopefully have enough of a unique set of creatures plus pump to where you're able to push through a ton of damage and kill your opponent very early in the game before they're able to establish any sort of board state. So let's go ahead, jump into the games, see how this deck plays out, see if we can get a turn 2 or turn 3 kills with this deck. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the match. So it looks like we are on the play here. We'll gladly take it, and we have a hand. Alright, so this is 2 creatures. We have Blossoming Defense. Legion's Leadership is sort of like pseudo Double Strike, and away Lightning Bolt. This is probably just a solid hand to keep. I mean, we have, you know, turn 1 Dragon Rage Channeler, we have turn 1 Channeler as I swipe at the mic. We have, I mean, we can use either lightning bolts very aggressively with the second land. We kind of want third land somewhere in all of this if we can find some other things, but I think just from how this hand's set up, we're not really there. God of the Shrine tapped. So I mean, this could be like Goryo's. Okay. I think we can go Soulscar Mage. We'll attack for 1. Mutagenic Growth and these double strike effects, plus all the prowess triggers and stuff, just add up to so much damage. So I mean, we're essentially going to be looking for a scale up. This kind of gives me more Esper Goryo's vibes as well. All right, so hopefully we'll see them mill something. I mean, I guess I maybe don't agree. So more than likely Esper Goryo's. Again, kind of the vibe I'm getting. So what if we go? There's not much available. What if we just go like fetch untapped, and then lightning bolt them to 15? Then we have mutagenic growth. You know, we'll say best case scenario puts Channeler up to 5, double 10. Then we've cast 1, 2. So that's 3. So that's 3 plus 10, 13. Yeah, I think we're just kind of looking for a scale up, which we have not seen. I played another match with this and really didn't have like the scale up plus like double strike thing, which would have been like sweet. Oh, speaking of the devil, so does that do anything? I guess technically not, because it just makes this a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Hits them for 5. Always just left wanting another land. So this is going to get us another card type in our graveyard. So I think kind of hoping that we hit like Dart or something. But I think that's where we need to be. So go this. Scale up plus lightning bolt. This makes this a 6/4. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I think best case scenario we put them to 1, but then they're dead to like a lot of things. So let's go. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Over here. I think either way, we're just kind of hoping that they don't interact. Okay, cool. So that's going to get us potentially what we need. So when we go mutagenic growth, kind of spread out the love here. Because that's going to get us our... I'll leave that on top. So that's 13. Yeah, 13. Because that'll go up to 14 casting the lightning bolt. But then, yeah, 14 with the lightning bolt and then puts them to 1. So if we don't do this, we 14 put them to 4. Bolt on end step puts them to 1. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Wait, math. 13. 5. Fuck it, we'll do it now. We know the card that's on top. We're keeping the lightning bolt. So they go to 1, unfortunately. Potentially a point that we missed somewhere. Maybe playing the Soul Scar. Well, no, I guess because we really didn't do anything on turn 2. It could have gave us the option to like maybe cast like a lightning bolt after playing a Dragon Rage Channeler on like turn 2. Alright, so our opponent looks like they're on nothing. So I mean I would say that we have this rolled up. We have Blossoming Defense to like protect both creatures. They're both lethal. They need to have quite a bit to stop this. Goryo's Vengeance, a Grizzlebrand. Alright. Bullet you. So they need to have Force of Negation or something, but yeah, that is not the case. Get out of here. Alright, so we are playing against the Esper Goryo's deck. Funny enough, the Esper Goryo's deck actually was the only 10-0 deck in the format, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if Pick Your Poison is going to be all that great, but probably better than some of these other cards. So I guess this can get rid of like an Atraxa. I mean, they're going to be able to get like their value no matter what because of Goryo's. They're going to be able to gain 7, but I think we have kind of the advantage of just being able to deal so much damage that it's kind of hard for them to come back from. Like, even if they gain 7, that's not the end of the world for us, because even if we just cast an Assault Strobe on a Slick Shot, that's, we basically get back all that damage. I don't know if Blossoming... So they have, like, Solitude normally, or I think some number of Solitude. I don't know if Blossoming Defense... I'm going to cut 1 defense. Being Generous Growth is so good. Scale Up's a little bit more of a blowout if we get hit. Same with like Assault Strobe, so... I don't know if we can shave those, though. I kind of don't like playing the other land. 2 Monstrous Rage, the Swift Spear, Lightning Bolt, Lava Dart. I kind of want to shave a Dart. Alright, let's try that. I don't know if that sideboarding is right, but I think shaving on some things to kind of put in some of these other cards. Look at that, we draw our sideboard cards. Well, I think I've finally put in enough work as a content creator to be able to officially draw the sideboard cards. Watch that, and I end up getting absolutely destroyed. So we'll go whatever. We'll go Arid Mesa Mountain. We'll play the Swift Spear. Then we can cash in on some Prowess triggers. I think we just want to play the Tormod's Crypt, because then we can just play the other Swift Spear and get in some more damage as well. Our opponent's going to go to at least 17. So then they do that. Please don't mill like that, the nuts. I guess it doesn't matter. We have the Tormod's Crypt. I don't know what I'm thinking. I guess preferred, like, if I didn't have to use it this early. Plains. Actually, Phology Archaeologist. So they mill Grizzlebrand, Hollowed Fountain, Tainted Indulgence. We don't have to do it now. So Spear. Get some Prowess triggers. We'll see if our opponent decides to block. Because if they do, then we can... Yeah. So I'm not too worried about that. I don't think our life total super matters. 18... So if we go to 16, I don't think it matters too much. Someone will probably tell me it will, but... So we'll just go here. End up triggering past this. Hit them to 12. I think... Say untap. We can probably do this now. We can probably... Yeah, I think I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now while they can't do anything. It might be more correct to like wait and see if they actually Goryo's Vengeance, but I don't want to, because if I do it when they untap Celestial Purge, red or black, okay. So we know that they have a Celestial Purge. Which is a little awkward, but I guess if they Purge, they can't. Okay, so they pitch the Purge. So they do this now. So they must have like Ephemerate, which is kind of annoying. Yeah. Yep. So now we're looking for another threat now. Now that the Purge is gone. They have Tainted Indulgence that we knew about. They draw and then discard a card. They draw discard a Grief. Alright, give us something good. More lands is not good. So let's go Soul Scar Mage, Soul Scar Mage. Fetch land, go. I don't know necessarily what we're looking for. I guess they could rebound this. Sure. Alright, so then they don't get in any damage. So we can flashback Dart. Have another Tainted Indulgence. Their hand's got to be like pretty good. They discard another Grief, so they presumably didn't find another thing, but this could also just be faithful looting or something like that. We don't. Tilt. All right. Nope, we're just giving away. We're just giving it away now. Yeah. That was bad. I definitely didn't mean to click through the end step there. That's gonna be pretty rough. They have all this mill. They didn't do anything on end step either. They have all this mill, so they got lands and another archaeologist. At this point, I'm not even sure because we need to hit like running cards here, like the third Tainted Indulgence. At this point, I just keep pitching Grief. I mean, I guess they're not that good when, you know, we have one card in hand. I think one of block is unfortunately we just trade. For our 17 land deck, we have seen a lot of lands. Technically, I did not help myself last turn, but that's probably a start. Question is, do we plot the show off? So they go to 17, we attack, they go to 16. And I think that's going to be a lot closer than, I mean, at this point, like if they just have like an answer for Slick Shot show off, at this point it is what it is. This thing is never attacking because it's just going to stonewall our Soul Scar Mage. Even drawing the what's it isn't going to be like a Psychic Frog. Oh boy! Does exile 3 cards from your graveyard against flying, so I can even just be a surprise blocker. Yeah, there's like a lot of fuel in their graveyard too. I don't think we can come back from this. Yeah, I'm drawing another land. I'm not even going to waste anyone's time with this. We're probably a pretty big dog to win from this point. Yeah, another show off. That's probably the sequence that we would need. Like show off, but they're like at 22 or yeah, they're at 22. But then we have like Slick Shot, attack, bolt plus dart only puts them to 10. Yeah, little unfortunate. So what else here? I wonder, do we really want these? I'm not even convinced that they're like all that great. Like maybe I could see having 2 defenses, because I think it's very easy. Maybe Pick Your Poison is just not that good. Sacrifice a creature with flying, but it's got to be that good. Yeah, I think that's just got to be our like contingency plan for that. Lightning Bolt's probably not super impressive like either. I think I'll go up the like protection spell and go down like a Bolt, because I think Bolt won us the first game, but I don't think it's going to be a card that we actively want. I mean, I think this hand's certainly a keep. We can turn 1 this time for realsies. Play a we can go get the district, and then with the 3rd land, depending on what we draw, with this, I mean, if we draw an Assault Strobe, I wonder. So this will go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that makes us 6 power. 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, we're not getting ephemerated off of this. So I mean, we have 2 threats. That's fine. They probably take the Pick Your Poison. I guess if they're on the Reanimator plan, they probably take Pick Your Poison, like Reanimate plus Ephemerate. But if they're just on this maybe sort of fair plan, okay, they take a Slick Shot. So maybe they have another removal spell for a Slick Shot. So that kind of tells us we probably want to be able to like plot, maybe look for like a protection spell for this Slick Shot show off. With the Commercial District, we will Surveil. Wow, that's interesting, but I don't think we can. Better than that. Plot, go. So they played this Underground Mortuary. Are they really hurting for like Surveil lands? I feel like you could just play another. I mean, I would understand like budget concerns maybe, but I wouldn't think just playing one of the other Surveil lands would be fine. Us drawing lands though is not going to be very helpful. Six. Yeah, I guess we just pass. I don't want to. So I'm thinking if we draw Assault Strobe. We can, I think, deal lethal. So we play its 1, 3, Pick Your Poison, 5, give Double Strike, 7 with the Monstrous Rage, 9 from the pump, 10 from the roll. So, I mean, technically, we do have lethal if we draw an Assault Strobe. And we're just going to keep drawing lands. That's insane. Yeah, we have 17 lands in our deck, and we found 3 fetch lands, 7, 8, 9. We have 6 lands in our deck. They're not doing anything, thankfully, but you know, we're not doing anything either. We kind of want them to like tap out, like try to go for it. A Psychic Frog. Why couldn't you be an instant? You'd probably be very, very good if you were an instant. So Spear, those are not helpful cards. And we will attack with this. Actually, if they go and discard and they give it flying, it has 1 counter on it, so it's a 2/3, and then alright, let's make our move now. if they have whatever. I mean, at this point, we're not beating anything with how our hand has like lined up. The fact that we drew so many lands, we're just not in the position to really play around anything. I don't think we just have to. Now we have to start jamming. All right, cool. They pass. And get in with this frog. Get to draw a card. So I mean, if they have, they have a ton of mana. They could even just cast like a Solitude like right now, if they wanted to. Prismatic Ending, sure. They just have like Fatal Push for this, or Purge, Indulgence. So sacrifice a creature with a flying enchantment. And they discard a Delta. Alright, Assault Strobe. Another land, cool. Oh. I don't know exactly why. I don't know if this... I don't think there's anything that we boarded out that has like a double color. I think not playing a Jengatha might be a mistake. Controversial opinion. Alright, let's get in there. Attack. Let's get in our damage, be immediately punished when we draw Assault Strobe, or not even matter because they have Purge. Yeah. I'm off of it. We're not winning that game from this position. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead, let's talk about some of the matches that we played today. So, what did we learn from Gruul Prowess? For one, I'm going to talk about the match that we played that didn't end up actually getting recorded or got lost in some way. Which I don't understand how that happened because I literally saw it record. But we played against some kind of like Rakdos, like Oni Cult, like pretty sweet looking mirror deck, honestly. That definitely is a brew of its own, but some pretty cool cards nonetheless. Very kind of like grindy in that aspect, and we ended up cobbling together some pretty sweet kills from kind of out of nowhere on our opponent, just from how they ended up playing. But of course, the footage that we actually got was with Esper Goryos, which was one of the best performing decks individually at the Pro Tour. I believe Matt Sperling was the one that 10-0'd in Modern with that, good enough for a 9th place at the Pro Tour. So pretty good result. Did the very best that you could possibly do in the constructed portion of the event, just not quite there in the limited portion of it. But what we learned, don't be unlucky and draw a bunch of your lands. There was definitely some misplays that we had. We meant to fetch up a commercial district on one of our opponent's end steps. Granted, we were still looking for something very specific, but that just kind of is what it is. And we kind of saw the nature of the deck. We saw kind of in that game one what we're able to do. We're able to do just a ton of damage, and thanks to Dragon Rage Channeler, get a little bit of card selection going on, so then we can kind of put our opponent in a situation where they're kind of dead no matter what. We saw that they were able to Goryo's Vengeance back a Gristlebrand, and it wasn't good enough because we just found another Lightning Bolt to deal lethal to our opponent, even though our attack was lethal with 2 creatures before they actually Goryo's Vengeance back the Gristlebrand. And games 2 and game 3 kind of show the other end of the spectrum for this deck, where it is very powerful. You do have these draws where you can just absolutely run your opponent out of the game before they really take any meaningful game actions. But on the other hand, if you just end up drawing a bunch of lands, you're just kind of like on the wrong side of variance. Like that game 3, there was potentially some outs that we could draw, to any spell, honestly, at that point would have been better than drawing any of our lands, and after we fetch up the commercial district, lands just absolutely reek in this deck. But, it is what it is. That is Magic. That is something that just happens. I don't know if our sideboarding was, perfect either. I like the cards that we brought in, but playing the matchup, there's like no reason for me to want to bring in the other cards that I took out. But you know, I could also see being wrong. I think sideboarding is definitely a skill that I think I'm halfway decent at, but definitely could stand to get a lot better at. But yeah, I think overall, like, this deck is still a lot of fun to play when you're not on the wrong end of the variance spectrum, where, you know, we're like, man, we missed our third land in a 17 land deck, which is bound to happen, you know, unless you have like the Dragon Rage Channeler plus Mishra Bauble and all these other kinds of like spells that you can play up to the point where you get to turn 3. It's going to happen if you don't have that kind of draw. But you also end up on the other end where it's like, I don't even draw like my third spell with the deck, and that's just, again, being very unlucky. But yeah, overall, I think the deck is still a lot of fun to play. You know, if you're fine with sometimes losing to yourself by drawing too much of either half of your deck in the wrong matchup, if you're kind of comfortable with that, maybe occasionally drawing too many lands, which I'm sure we've all done, you know, a time or 100, then, you know, this deck is totally fine to play. I think you're going to be able to steal a lot of games where your opponent maybe gets to do the thing that they're trying to do, but overall just doesn't matter because you're going to be able to hit them for a lot. I actually think, come to think of it, I think we actually had a 22 powered double striking slick shot show off in that first match. I'm going to see if I can try to get a screenshot of it and whatnot and kind of show it off. But yeah, that's going to do it for me in this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Comment down below what deck you would like to see next in Modern. See us play on the channel. All that fun stuff. Be sure to subscribe, ring notification bell so you know when future videos get posted, as we do a lot of content based on the Modern and Pioneer format and some longer form videos as well for your viewing pleasure. So again, if you are so willing and so kind, please subscribe and support me and my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.